Hello, everybody, and welcome to Calling the Game, an opportunity for a sports writer and some schmuck scientist to get together and talk about all things sporting good. I'm Chris Lynch.
I'm Thomas Villon Jr., and we are broadcasting from the new basement studio because we found a table.
Amazing what happens when you have all the tech. All the tech of four legs and wood, of wood, rather.
We are almost at the wheel. We are almost at the wheel.
We are getting close. A few more experiments, and we might be able to break through into the next stratosphere. All right, so it's snowing outside.
It's miserable outside.
It's Boston in December. Actually,
I think it was like, oh, snow. Why couldn't it be warm for another 4 months?
The native Texan here is showing his colors right now.
Look, you can take the boy out of Texas. You can't take the Texas out of the boy.
Trust me, I don't blame you. I love San Antonio. I want to go see more of your glorious state. And in any event, we're not going to talk about the winter sports quite yet. We're going to start with some baseball talk because, oh boy, lordy, there is some baseball talk. And I'm not talking about the individual awards or the Hall of Fame. Trust me, we will get to that. And also, Hall of Fame, Hoffman, get him in there. Otherwise, we will have things to talk about. We will protest outside Cooperstown. He has the mitts. We will do that. Do you think we're exaggerating?
If we're willing to go to the Cleveland Browns 0-16 parade, this is something we're also willing to be serious about as well.
Oh, and don't worry. We will talk about the most recent Cleveland Browns report, but that'll be a separate segment coming up in a little bit.
Baseball. There is a conspiracy floating around.
Let's before we get to there, let's talk about what actually happened first and foremost, all the things we can report. So the New York Yankees made a big-time trade. An already very good team, offensively loaded, went out and acquired the reigning National League MVP who hit 59 home runs, 28-year-old Giancarlo Stanton from the Miami Marlins. The Marlins have been looking to clean house, and this trade is consistent with long-term deals that they have been looking to make for a while now.
Yep.
So you have to give them consistency. They've been meaning to clean house, and they have been meaning to get people out of Miami, so that Jeter and the new ownership group can get things going.
Well, it also didn't help. It also certainly helped that they're offloading the biggest contract possibly ever. He's being paid $325 million.
And really only the Yankees could
realistically afford that.
It smacks the A-Rod contract all over again. It basically is that again.
I mean, honestly, I'm the contract hasn't come out yet, but I'm pretty sure there's somewhere in there it's like, oh yeah, you'll still be paying $10 million a year, but that's better than the other $100 million I'd be paying.
Oh, absolutely. November 2014, the Marlins signed Stanton to the richest total dollar contract in team sports history, worth $325 million paid over 13 years.
Let's make this one thing clear. That's American sports. We're excluding football from here. Okay?
Yeah.
Soccer is a whole nother ballgame when you hit the Premier Leagues and the Spanish.
Oh, yeah. But
for American sports, this is A-Rod plus contract.
That is the total. I mean, there's a lot of the contract is kick-ins and bonuses to be earned, but still, that's
still there.
And Giancarlo Stanton had to waive. He had to waive the 13 years.
Okay.
He had to waive his no trade clause in order to go to the Yankees.
Okay, so he did waive the no trade clause.
Yeah, I mean he would have had to. So. Yeah.
Oh, well, okay. Well, no. I thought the stipulation was he would waive the no trade clause for this particular instance, but when he got to the Yankees, they would have to keep it.
Well, there were 4 teams that towards the end of the discussion that he was willing to go to. Those being the Yankees, the Dodgers, the Astros, and the Cubs.
Mm-hmm.
Stanton is so used to losing in Miami that he wanted a chance to win, and he will get a great chance to win with the Yankees. And it is almost not fair that they have the 2 best right-handed power bats in the line in all of baseball.
You ready the 3-4 combination?
Oh my God, that's gonna be the most terrifying lineup in all of baseball.
I hope the lefty pitchers are ready for that.
I mean, the Red Sox have one benefit, and that Chris Sale could do some damage. We need another starter, and we need someone else, and I'm almost certain that the Red Sox will sign Moustakas from the Royals at this point, just so they can try and keep pace. And they wanted to get Stanton just so they could get some power. And again, this smacks of the A-Rod deal because Stanton, well, at least he muted that. A-Rod almost ended up going to the Red Sox, but
Yep.
they backed out of it because A-Rod actually had to give up some money in order to make the numbers work.
Well, exactly. He wasn't willing to do that.
No. He was. The players' union killed the deal.
Oh.
Yeah, the players' union didn't let A-Rod sacrifice some of his money because, they didn't
like it.
There's a very good 30 for 30 called The Deal. It's a short one, 20 minutes, talking about the intricacies of that trade negotiation. Go look into it. Go watch it. It's awesome. And
this guy knows what he's talking about.
And gives you all the ins and outs on this. Now, Stanton going to the Yanks at this time around, this doesn't solve their issue of pitching, which they still need to solve that. I think that's why they ended up losing the Astros. But my God, the lineup that they have, and there is another side of this deal. They had to give up Starlin Castro, who was their second baseman, and they gave up 2 or 3 big-time minor league prospects.
Yeah.
So Miami isn't getting nothing here. They are getting something that they can build, and their MO is really to build a minor league system so they can be competitive long-term.
Yep.
But there are people who are kind of speculating on maybe Miami could have gotten even more out of the Giants or the Dodgers or the Astros, gotten more, and they got 3 players with the richest contract in the history of baseball. So there's a thought going around that Derek Jeter coming through clutch for the Yankees again.
This is above my pay grade. I do not understand the complexities of being in the managerial or ownership position of sports. All I know is the trade happened.
Yeah.
I got to leave it at that, because if I speculate anymore, we're reaching redundancy territory, folks. And that's clearly not something that I, as a worker in this office, can clearly comment on.
I mean, I don't think it's anything I can really comment on, at least not that much either, because the trade happened, and maybe there'll be more reports that come out later down the line. But
see, that would change things. That would certainly change things.
But as of right now, what the Yankees are getting is a wickedly talented, hard-hitting player who does have some injury issues.
He does. But then again, realistically, who doesn't?
I mean, he's had a lot more than a lot of other players already his age. I think he's missed. Let's see. Checking out his game log. So he's been playing.
Does he reek of Josh Hamilton?
Not quite. But here's the thing, though. Hamilton had other issues beforehand. Stanton doesn't have the drug and alcohol issues that Hamilton had.
But Hamilton, especially near the midpoint of his career, started to develop a lot of injuries that became consistent.
Oh, Hamilton, his run from 2008 to 2012 was one of the best in the history of baseball. But 2012, he got hurt.
Yeah, and then it stayed that way.
So just checking out his Stanton's record, he was an All-Star in 2012, 14, 15, and 17. This past season, 2017, is the most games he's ever played. 159 out of the 162 on the baseball schedule. The year before, he played 119 and missed for significant injury and was not an all-star at all. The year before, he was an all-star, but only played 74 games. He got hit in the face on a fluke injury. You see why he has a helmet with the face mask. With the strap coming down to
because
protect
he's been
his jaw.
there.
Yeah, he's been hit there, and I understand it completely.
I mean, do you blame him?
Not at all. But he's played the most he's played before this was 2011 when he was in 150 games and hadn't quite figured it out yet. It is worth noting he's never hit above 300. He's not a high average hitter, but
he has the power.
He had 59 home runs last year, led the majors, and hit 132 home runs. In fact, as of right now, the Yankees have the 2 best home run hitters in all baseball on their team.
Yes.
In Aaron Judge, who will make a case for MVP next year, and Giancarlo Stanton, who will make a case for MVP next year, who was the MVP in the National League this year on a garbage Marlins team. So
we'll see how this goes.
But yeah, I think this will set into motion a lot of free agency and a lot of new trades.
Oh, we haven't even started talking about the Angels acquiring the Japanese pitcher
Sato. Yeah. Otani Sato, who is he's got real talent and real ability.
Was it Sato, or am I thinking of someone else?
Otani.
Otani.
Excuse me. Otani. Yeah. He's quite a good player, and
yes,
I'm pretty sure that
he's referred to as the Japanese Babe Ruth.
Yeah, I've heard that. I think Shohei Otani was basically sold as, hey, you want to play with Mike Trout?
Yeah, pretty much. Let's see.
That locks in Mike Trout being with the Angels for a while longer, I think.
Yeah, no, that is an insurance policy they got. He's only 23.
Yeah.
The dude's only 23. Let's see.
6'4", left-handed
Who does he
hitter.
play for? So he plays for the Hokkaido Nippon Ham Fighters of the Nippon Baseball Pacific League. Just a quick.
I think that's the top. That's the top league in Japan.
That's the top Japanese league. Yes.
Yeah.
He has officially recorded the fastest pitch by a Japanese pitcher at 102 miles an hour.
Man can pitch.
That's wow.
What are his so his total numbers? He's 42 wins, 15 losses, 2.52 ERA. Has also as a batter, he's a 286 hitter.
Yeah.
This guy can legitimately play both sides.
Here we go. 2017, he played in 65 games. He hit 332, 8 homers, 31 RBIs, while going 3-2, 320 with 29 strikeouts on the mound.
It must be noted that the American baseball season is a lot longer.
It is significantly longer, yes.
He played in 65 games, and the baseball season here in the States is 162 games.
Mm-hmm.
Ichiro is one of the few people who made the transition from Japan and adapted to the schedule.
He did very, very well.
He's easy first ballot Hall of Famer.
So he looks like a 5 Arsenal pitcher. Got a 4-seam, a forkball, curve, a slider. Okay, sorry, 4-pitch.
Yeah.
However, he's being compared by some MLB scouts as Justin Verlander.
Huh. I mean,
when you average 96 miles an hour on a fastball.
I mean, Verlander's a Hall of Famer in his own right, so you know.
And batting and fielding, he's a designated hitter, occasional outfielder.
Good God. I mean, I'm kind of surprised he didn't go to a National League team.
Oh, probably being with the Angels.
Probably won't be the worst thing.
It's not the worst thing. It ensures some longevity because he doesn't have to play both ways necessarily. Although it would certainly be interesting to see if the Angels play that card.
I would watch that. I would very happily watch that. I mean, they could remove. Well, actually, if they pull him from the game mound-wise, then they have to pull his bat. So there's a lot of.
Well. Again, like
let's see.
He's a rare player who can do both.
Let's see what they end up doing with him in spring training.
Yeah,
and
that'll be interesting.
But we will have a lot more free agency stuff to talk about when we have more free agency stuff to talk about.
Probably in the new year once that ball starts rolling. It's going to be absolute chaos.
Late December, I think we're going to see a lot of deals go down.
Yep.
So let's wrap up and let's get into the association. How about?
That was a good game last night.
That was our teams. I'm a Celtics fan. He's a Spurs
fan.
Say the word. Say the word. Yep.
Ginobili!
Are you done?
Okay. Now I am.
Okay. So let me just say that the second that the game was tied, 102-102, and Ginobili got the ball on the angle left after the rebound for the Spurs, I knew that Manu was going to make that shot. I knew he was going to. I knew he was going to ISO. I knew that he hadn't done that much that game, and it didn't matter. I knew Manu was going to take that shot, and I knew he was going to make it. And it was a great game all the way through. Kyrie with 36
points.
Jason Tatum is the more impressive player for me, honestly, with 20 points and 8 boards. Al Horford didn't do much scoring. Didn't need to, but 9 boards.
Got a lot of rebounds.
9 boards on his own. Rozier shot well. Jaylen Brown looks nice. He had a wicked dunk over Gasol, which, I mean, even the fans in San Antonio thought.
Slight cringe.
That you admit that was a great play.
Yeah. If there's one thing the Spurs concede every so often, it's vicious dunks. It's the style of defense, and it's going to hurt. You know it, but you accept it, and you hopefully get the W.
I mean, that did happen, and Aldridge was magnificent.
Meanwhile, the Spurs had five players in double figures. Aldridge is just he has returned to form.
Yeah, it's Portland. It's Portland Aldridge right now.
Whatever Popovich said to him in the offseason.
Stop being terrible. And here's
no, it wasn't even that. It wasn't even something terrible. They had to find a way to incorporate Aldridge.
Yeah.
San Antonio's system versus the way that Aldridge used to play. It's going to take some meshing. It's going to take some fitting. And the scary thing is
It's starting to action mesh.
It's starting to work, and Kawhi is on his way back.
Yeah, how soon is Kawhi coming back?
He's supposed to play tonight, according to reports.
Oh, good. It's very good that the NBA is getting him back. He's making his debut ahead of Isaiah Thomas.
If he comes back and he meshes well with the team,
oh God,
that's a 1-2 punch that might not have been seen since, I don't know, Stockton and Malone. Although he's not the point guard.
I'll hold off on that. I'll hold off on exactly that comparison.
But meanwhile,
style.
Rudy Gay has proven to be a wonderful acquisition. That
UConn man.
That front office that the Spurs have.
They know what they're doing.
They have the magic 8 ball, and they shake it a lot, and it goes, you want this guy. Bring him here.
Yo, get over here. Gasol had a great game, a double-double. He got posterized badly, but 14 points and 11 boards for a man who's how old is he?
He's in his late 30s. I think the real secret to his game, though, is this season he's playing a stretch 5 now.
Yeah, he's actually shooting a bit.
He's actually shooting from the 3-point line, and he's starting to make them, and that forces teams to stretch very, very badly on the defense.
By the way, Pau Gasol is 37 years old.
Yeah.
Funny thing, he was drafted 3rd overall in the 2001 draft, a bad draft, by the Atlanta Hawks, who traded him to Memphis, I think, either day of or very shortly after.
Yeah, very shortly after.
After draft day. His best success, of course, came with the Lakers, and I still hate Gasol for that. He stole a championship. But, I think that Gasol is a worthy Hall of Famer.
Oh, definitely.
Definitely. Long career, multiple All-Star, Rookie of the Year, Citizen Award.
He ticks off almost all the boxes.
Yeah.
Real quick, Parker's back as well.
Yeah,
he is returned to form. And the other thing is now, because the point guards have had so much time to practice, in a sense, and I use the word practice loosely. They were actually playing games, but because they've started in place of him, Mills and Forbes now,
they actually do.
They're
know
solid.
The system.
They're solid.
I mean, here's the thing: the Spurs will build up and get themselves into their system, and they will perfect their system in a way that no other team will, except kind of sort of the Warriors.
The Warriors right now definitely have something that's very unique in that sense.
I mean, it's their system of movement, and they have everyone on that team except for kind of McGee can knock down the shot.
I'm going to say, though, that their bench is where they hurt.
Yeah, that's been the issue for them for a little bit now.
They're starting 5. They've got the movement. They've got the offense. They've got the defense. You're not going to stop that starting 5. But the second that bench or injuries creep in, they start running into issues.
Yeah.
And that's where I would say the Spurs and the Celtics have an advantage over most of the teams, is that you're not worried about 1 through 5. You're worried about 1 through 10, 1 through 12.
I thought the Celtics had given up a lot of depth in the offseason.
I thought they had too.
And then Ogilvy comes up out of nowhere. Daniel Dice is really nice.
No, it's.
I got to watch them when these teams played in Boston earlier this season.
That was a
the Celtics. You want to know what shocked me the most and what continues to surprise me the most? Since when could Kyrie Irving play defense?
You learned.
Apparently now.
Somewhere in that contract was you now have the defensive ability, RPG style click done.
I mean, here's the thing that I heard. I heard a lot of reports of when he got to talking with Brad Stevens, he was hungry to learn more stuff. Like he wanted to learn more because
Stevens is one of the better coaches out there, and he will take a player and he will find a way to incorporate them not just into his system, but also try to have the system help the player learn in a sense.
I mean, see what he's done with Jason Tatum.
Oh, yeah.
I actually, so I went and saw the Celtics play the Bucks earlier this week at the very start of it. And Tatum, his dribbling style, you've heard the comparison made between Tatum and Paul Pierce, right?
A little bit, yes.
So Paul Pierce is my favorite athlete ever. Mm-hmm. Having watched Tatum's game, that comparison is very apropos. Watching his footwork, watching the way he dribbles, watching his jab steps, it's amazing. And the system that Stevens has with the Celtics has Tatum developing, and he's 19 years old. He scored 17 points in the first half against the Bucks.
That's one thing I want to mention about both these teams. They've got longevity on the mind.
Yeah.
They both have their starting group and their main bench aren't exactly the youngest, but they definitely have players who they know they can mold into what they need.
I mean, for you guys, DeJounte Murray will come along.
DeJounte Murray. If Parker teaches DeJounte Murray, that is going to be scary. Well, it's the same thing like Danny Green. Danny Green somehow in the offseason became an off-ball man.
Yeah.
He can actually dribble now. He's actually going into the lane. Not the greatest shooter in the world by any stretch of imagination, but compared to what he's done in the past couple of seasons, it's remarkable.
Oh, yeah. Danny Green is a real quality two-guard in this league.
The other one who I'm really looking to see work, and I'm hoping he works with Gasol, is Davis Bertans.
I don't think you're going to have Gasol around for that long. I think he plays 2-3 more seasons, and I don't think he has that much more.
Well, no. What I'm saying is, though, is that this is something like a bit more Spurs insider, but like players traditionally will come back in training camps or spend time with the younger squad.
Yeah, Tim Duncan is doing that right now.
Tim Duncan came back and actually practiced with Pau Gasol.
No.
It's like, what do you say to something like that?
Well, I mean, why not? Gasol's probably thinking, of course I'll practice with them.
Yeah, and I'm hoping, though, that because Pau and Bertans play that similar Euro style, Pau will be able to show Bertans, because Bertans, if you look at his shooting stroke, I haven't seen anything that good since Reggie Miller. Like,
really?
It's scary.
Really?
I would go as far to say that. Bertans is not amazing enough. I don't trust Bertans inside the arc. I trust him outside of it.
That's weird. That's a weird stat.
He's 6'9", I think. 6'9". Like
he's a big guy.
He's a big guy.
I still think the prettiest shooter ever is Ray Allen. And I don't think
Fair enough.
Allen is the prettiest shooter of all time.
I can at least agree with that statement. Yeah. I still think Miller's stroke on the end of it just had that seal. But Ray Allen I can definitely see being in that bunch. Yeah. But I'm hoping that Bertans with his stroke learns from Gasol and Dirk. I don't know why it would happen, but if Dirk comes out and is like, come here, kid, this is how you play. I would very much appreciate that.
You know he's not going to help us spur out. Well, he might.
You never know, man. You never know.
I mean,
if Kobe Bryant is willing to teach other guys in the league.
Yeah, I mean, Kobe and Garnett are both willing to do that. I think that's great in the NBA that the old-time players are willing to teach
it's a very different style of ball that they played, and to convert it to today's league, it'll take some finagling, but it will bring that blast from the past that people just don't expect anymore. Like right now, the only reason the Spurs are as good as they are is because they know how to make that mid-range two that no one else is shooting anymore.
No one except DeMar DeRozan, but outside of him,
DeMar DeRozan and maybe what's his name?
What teams he play for?
Oh, jeez.
This is gonna bug you, isn't it?
This is gonna frustrate me.
Okay.
He plays for the Heat.
Dion Waiters?
It's not Waiters.
Goran Dragic?
Yes.
Okay, Dragic.
He's more of an inside lane player, but he can definitely still pull up and take a shot if he needs to.
Yeah. So good to know that both of our teams are in really good position.
We hope for more games like that. NBA, please provide us more games.
More entertainment. MOAR more. So
NHL.
Let's jump into that. This has been a fun season.
It's a free-for-all. It's a bloody free-for-all.
I maintain that the National Hockey League is actually the best professional product of the 4 major team sports, because these standings right now, like,
you don't know what's going to happen.
Well, we kind of knew that Tampa, when no one was in the hospital anymore, is actually an unbelievable team.
They brought the IV bags with them and said, we're going to skate on the floor, whatever.
I have a friend of mine named Tim Williams. I appear on his podcast, Puck University, talking about college hockey. He lives down in Florida and covers the Lightning. So he's around this team, and yep, they are world beaters. They're that fun in person.
Enjoy it. Right now, their offense and their defense. I remember looking at the rankings. They're like first in goals.
Yeah.
They were first. They were ninth in power play kill, I think.
Yeah, Stamkos and Hedman are awesome players.
They are running the race.
Though Steve Dangle has plenty to talk about with his team, the Leafs. I introduced him to Steve Dangle's YouTube videos.
He is celebrating right now. I watch them periodically, and yes, he does have his rants, but I mean, at the pace, at the clip that they're going compared to where they've been in the past couple of years, they're doing fine.
Stanley Cup final appearances since 1967. Like seriously, the last time they were in the finals was when there were 6 teams in the NHL.
And then meanwhile, the Bruins and the Canadiens have around. We're going to round out the 3 and 4
Yeah.
slot, and I think both of them have really exceeded expectations at the moment.
The Canadians overall this season have disappointed.
They're at 500.
They're an even 500 team, but Bergevin, if the Canadians are to move forward, Marc Bergevin needs to be removed from duty. He has not done a good job putting it together. Which also means Claude Julien is going to be removed, but they can't get rid of Carey Price.
They're going to vacate a lot. Price is he's their king.
Yeah,
you need to build around him.
I mean, he had an awful stretch earlier on in the season, and that's why they struggled so much. Now that he's actually halfway decent again, the team's competitive.
I mean, it's the same thing with the Rangers and the Metropolitans.
Because the Rangers are terrible. The Penguins are disappointing.
Well, it's not that they're terrible. It's that the Metropolitan Division, the top stack, is a lot closer than the Atlantic.
Yeah. Well, the Blue Jackets and the Capitals.
The Blue Jackets and the Capitals.
Granted, the Caps is mostly because Ovi is a god and is probably going to win the MVP.
How many points does he have already?
I'm gonna check.
It's like I remember I was talking earlier at the very beginning of the season. It was like Ovi has had a hat trick in a game, another 3 points in another game. It's like, well, how are you going to stop this guy?
Trick question.
The question is rhetorical. There is no good answer.
Okay, so Alex Ovechkin has played 30 games this season, 21 goals, 12 assists for 33 points on the season in 30 games.
Jeez, you're averaging more than a point a game.
I would not be shocked if I really wanted him to. I don't think he's going to get there unless he goes on a real splurge, but I wanted him to go for 50 goals in 50 games.
I think, yeah, that's what we're talking about.
Go for that. I want someone to do that.
How many goals does he have again?
21. No.
There's 17 games left, so that means he'd need to average about 2 goals a game.
Ovi,
you have your orders.
Ovi, do it.
We will come buy Ovechkin jerseys if you do that.
Hey, next week Thursday is the Capitals are here in Boston.
Guess who's here?
Yay! Well, I mean, I'm a Bruins fan, so I will definitely.
I'll just come in a neutral shirt with a Sharpie and start cheering however the game goes.
God, what a bandwagon, man.
I don't have a team.
No, I understand. I totally get that. You might at least you're not rooting for
the Penguins.
No, the Flyers.
But, okay, yeah.
I mean, no one likes the Flyers up here.
We bonded over this distaste of Philadelphia sport team, but that's a story for another time.
Yeah, minor details.
West.
The Blues. Well, don't worry, they'll fall in the playoffs again.
It's a matter of time, sadly. The Predators.
Yeah,
the Predators have come back. They started off as garbage.
Well, they started off with a championship hangover, which is understandable because it's the deepest that their team has ever gone into the postseason.
Fair.
Also, their recent acquisition, Nick Bonino, by the way, a Boston University guy. Yep. Nashville, enjoy him. We at BU got him for national championship run in 2009. It was great. Scored clutch goals for Pittsburgh. Don't worry, he hurt. Actually, no, he didn't play in the series against.
You would know.
Yeah, he was injured. Yeah, Bonino was injured for at least the back half of the finals against Pittsburgh, against Nashville. So now that he's playing for them and is actually kind of not broken,
he's doing his job.
Oh yeah, Bonino he's going to score big time goals. Nashville, there will come a point when there is one series where he will win you a whole series.
My eyebrows up because of the Blackhawks.
Yeah, they're not having that good a stretch.
It's a little surprising considering their roster.
Yeah.
Do they have anyone injured?
I mean, I have to check. Honestly, I've been in and out of following them lately.
Fair enough.
Here's I live in college hockey rinks right now. But here's the thing.
You write on college hockey.
Yeah.
This guy lives and breathes college hockey, all right?
Yeah, American college hockey, not Canadian college hockey, because there's a difference. Anyway, but I mean, the Blackhawks got together the 2015 roster, and I don't think that's going to work out well for them. But how about the Pacific Division?
Okay, Vegas.
How did you do this?
Okay, I actually found out something very interesting. I don't think I was able to tell you this. I have a acquaintance who lives in Las Vegas, and I asked him, it's like, why'd y'all get the Golden Knights? Apparently, a bunch of casino executives are all Canadian.
Yeah, that makes sense.
They're all Canadian. It's like, well, let's bring a little slice of home.
No, I totally believe that.
And you know what? Whoever's in charge of that office actually knows a thing or two about hockey, because I think this is the best expansion record ever.
By far, for any of the four major sports.
18-9-1. Are you going to complain about that? Absolutely not. You're
How?
second in the Pacific Division. You can actually make the playoffs in your opening season.
I think they will at this
I think they will.
Yeah, want to take a flight out to Vegas and see what's up.
So one of these days we're just going to put up a giant flow chart and just we will end up bankrupt if all of it occurs. But you know what? We'll be willing to live by it.
Worth noting. So George McPhee is the general manager of the team. I want to see. So
Where is he from?
He's from Guelph, Ontario.
There we go.
So yeah, he's a real Canadian guy. He was a prominent guy at Bowling Green University. He played under Jerry York, who's now the head coach of BC.
Yep.
But he won the Hobie Baker Award as the top player in college hockey.
Wow.
So yeah, he's
okay. So apparently you found good management. You know what, Vegas? Keep doing what you do.
Well, in his management career, he played with the Canucks for a while and helped them. Well, he played for them and helped them to the finals in '94, where they lost to the Rangers. But that was a surprise team in which he helped Pavel Bure play for the finals. So McPhee joined the Capitals in 1997. He was part of the team that he got them to the Stanley Cup final in 1998. They got swept by the Red Wings, but he got them there. And by the way, he's the guy who drafted Ovi. So yeah, McPhee knows what he's doing. He then went to the New York Islanders for a little bit. Became a special advisor to Garth Snow, and then realized that hey, the Knights are starting, and I can get out of New York and leave the Islanders because
the Islanders,
they're terrible. So yeah, he is done. He has a well-earned reputation.
Ironically enough, this year they're not as terrible as they formerly were.
Yeah, but don't worry.
The reputation precedes itself. Yes, we know.
As it should. They're going to lose John Tavares at the end of the season, I think.
Yes.
Yo, Tavares, Boston's a great hockey city. You can win here. Come play with Bergeron. Come play with us. Win the championship, please. Do you know how desperate Bruins are to win another Stanley Cup and wash 2013 out of our mouths? Please come play with us and win something. Please. Anyway,
in slightly less Boston-y news, the NFL.
Yeah, we don't like Roger Goodell.
Patriots are up here. Goodell is right here. The Browns are.
Yeah, you can't see it. They're under the table.
They're down there right now.
In the foundation of the building, basically.
So this week they play against a injury-depleted Packers.
Oh, don't worry. The Packers will beat them. So I must ask first, is this in Cleveland or in Lambeau?
This is in Cleveland.
Okay, so the running game for Green Bay has actually kind of started working lately.
Well, they need it to.
Yeah.
You don't have another choice.
Rodgers is eyeing a Week 15 comeback, so eyeing one. And I'm just going off of reports and
I know. It's just
a collarbone injury is nothing to scoff at.
You're gonna end up with another RG3.
I hope that's not the case. I mean,
I understand that there's medical professionals who are much smarter than me, but come on, folks. When your chest cracks in half, that's generally not a good sign of future health until the thing finally fuses together.
I mean, some people heal a lot quicker, and Rodgers is kind of an athletic freak, but remains to be seen, I guess.
We'll see.
Either way, he's absolutely not playing against the Browns tomorrow.
Oh, no. But the Browns will hopefully find a way to keep doing what they do best and tank.
Okay.
Especially in the fourth quarter, because they've been very good at that lately.
Oh,
you lost to the Chargers! The Chargers!
We can't say the magical epitaph against Spanos.
No, actually we can't.
His team is actually competing in the lackluster AFC West. Raiders, do us a favor and destroy this team, please. Raiders, destroy the Chargers, please. We will.
Chargers, we have nothing against you. We have everything against Spanos.
Oh yeah. I love Phillip Rivers. I hate Spanos. I think that's the way everyone looks at it. So yeah.
I mean, given the seating attendances, I think they're making their point now.
Get them back to San Diego.
Get them back to San Diego, and it'll probably smooth over. But.
All right. One second look. Is there any other games that's worthwhile for us?
Giants, Cowboys. That's gonna be a slugfest in the worst way possible.
Yeah, because both teams are garbage. Colts and Bills, but those teams are terrible. Are there any good games this week?
I don't see.
Well, Ravens Steelers could be fun.
Ravens Steelers is going to be okay.
And actually, Eagles Rams.
That one will be competitive. We're going to see which quarterback is better.
Yeah. Drafted 1 and 2 in the draft. I really think Carson Wentz is better.
I think Carson Wentz is better too. Philly, we may dislike you, but we respect Wentz.
I love Wentz, but him as a Cowboys fan has a distinct...
I don't really care. I root for the Cowboys because that's what my family rooted for when I was young.
But also, we really don't like the Eagles.
As a whole, no.
And we really don't like Philly.
No.
Yeah,
but
sorry, Philly.
But Wentz,
respectable player.
You know what, Wentz? Just show the Rams what you're made of.
Yeah. Please. Also, Stan Kroenke is another one that we don't like.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we'd be fine with him losing. All right, so...
And we can wrap up real quick with Goodell.
Get him out of there, please. Hey, yo, Trump, if you want to get him fired, that'd be great. I know you're not actually allowed to do that. I don't think you're gonna try, but it would be nice.
Instead of tweeting about Kim Jong-un, please tweet about Goodell.
Get him fired, yesterday.
Let's just finish this nice and clean.
Please. $40 million for Mr. Goodell to continue being the commissioner of the league.
And a private jet in a pear tree.
God, I am just happy that other fans across the National Football League have finally caught on to what Patriots fans have been saying for a little bit, that Mr. Goodell needs to be removed from office immediately.
I think they hate him so much they're willing to forgive even that little Patriots bit right there.
Oh my God. I'm just...
Doesn't he live here in New England?
He has a house here, which is really expensive up here.
Which I heard was a potential target for vandals when the Patriots were first mauled by Goodell.
I mean, yeah. Tell me how surprising this is. He's from Jamestown, New York.
Mm-hmm.
Went to Washington and Jefferson College. He's a Republican, of course. Blah, 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 blah.
He was a COO for the NFL for a while.
Yeah, he was an attorney for them and a business guy for them.
He never was an attorney. I don't think he ever was an attorney. He's an economics major.
No, right. He was always on the business side.
I read that article before you came in.
Yeah. Yeah, he's a business guy before everything got into it.
Sleazy and not in hey, we can dig you greasers 1950s kind of way.
No,
it's more like
we don't like you.
We dipped you into a vat of grease and pulled you out, and somehow you're still like a congealed human being.
Yeah, we don't like Goodell at all. We really don't like
I understand why they kept him in power, because he's made the NFL more money than it knows what to do with, but yeah, that should tell you our opinion on the man.
Don't like you. Don't just go.
So we're with him until 2019. I don't even watch the NFL very much, and I'm still just depressed right now.
I've stopped watching the National Football League in large part because of Mr. Goodell.
I recall when Stern transitioned to Silver, and I was the happiest man imaginable.
I was okay with Stern, but Silver is an improvement.
Silver is light years ahead.
Yeah.
I mean, I understand Stern made TV deals a thing, but
Silver was better.
Draconian is putting it politely for certain policies.
Yeah.
He blocked the Chris Paul trade.
I mean, he had every right to do so because the NBA owned the Pelicans. So actually, they had.
Okay, fair, but still.
I understand the complete and deserved ire towards that trade. I mean, the Lakers didn't get any better from it, so I'm fine with it. But yeah, I'm partisan, and I don't have that much
the vested interest that the rest of us have.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, yeah, minor details, but yeah. So, commissioners, get good, please. At least Manfred is halfway decent in baseball.
When 1 out of 4 is a 6. Well, okay, no, 2.
Manfred is okay.
We're split right now. Silver and Manfred are good enough.
Yeah, Manfred is okay. Silver is okay. Bettman is just plain stupid.
Bettman, I don't know. How is he still there? How is he still there?
Bettman isn't corrupt or anything. He's just dumb. Goodell, on the other hand, he's both dumb and corrupt.
Just no.
Get them out, please. Get a hockey guy in to be the commissioner of hockey. Bettman started off as a businessman for the NBA, actually.
Whatever.
Yeah.
All right, business is business, but
we got to wrap this up.
I think we'll wrap it here.
Yeah. Sorry to end on such a dour note, but We should have some good conversations when we get together next week.
Cleveland, you have your marching orders.
Go Ovi as well.
We will go to both parades. Or actually, no. Parade for Cleveland, 0-16. Number 1, number 2. OV 50 for 50. We will go down and buy Ovechkin jerseys.
You will. I won't.
Chris, I think it's obligatory at this point.
Dude, I'm a Bruins fan.
I understand, but you want 50 for 50. There has to be some meat on the line.
Fine.
And Spurs Celtics,
More.
make it to the finals.
Please.
I want a 7-round slugfest for the millennium.
That would be glorious. All right, so I'm Chris Lynch.
I'm Thomas Villalone Jr.
Hope you enjoyed this, and stay warm, man. Stay out of the snow, my friends.
Have a good one.